My pappy said, son, you're gonna drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that hot rod Lincoln.
And here it is, Monday, August 13th, 2018, with a video I thought I would never shoot. This is Ray Glasser, and this is a video of car number 25, a car I thought I would never buy because I thought I would never trade in my Toyota Avalon. 4 days ago, I purchased this car. This is a Lincoln MKZ. And my Avalon was getting to be really rusty and cost me a lot of money over the years in repairs, so it was time to go. This car is a really nice replacement. This car is beautiful. It's a lighter color car than I think I've ever had. This is actually a beige, and it's in really nice shape. I mean, the paint looks new. It's a very shiny car. And it's this car is unique for me for three reasons. Number one, this is the newest car I've ever bought. This is a 2007 Lincoln. Number two, this is the highest mileage car I've ever bought. It's got 134,000 miles on it. Just turned 134,000. And number three, this is probably the lightest color car I've ever bought. The last car I had was black on the outside and gray on the inside, and that replaced a gray and gray car, which was my old 2001 Buick Century. Let's go in and see the inside of this beauty. It's a very bright sunny day, so that's actually good for video. This is the back seat. Like most, looks pretty well unused. I like these perforated seats. These are cool, very comfortable. And I even have the Pennzoil mats that are still down on the floor that came from the dealership. This car is super, super clean. Here's the front with I think a very attractive dash. And I love the color combination. Again, it's beige with light wood, which kind of is contrasty to my previous car, which is gray and dark wood. And this car is super clean. Also very clean down here. Got Lincoln nameplate. It's a little bit worn, but this is an 11-year-old car, so it's not new, but it looks to me awfully good. And now it's close-up time for the inside of the car in the front. This is your standard Lincoln analog clock. They all have them. And what's unique about this car, it's got the old-fashioned round air conditioning vents, something we haven't seen in a long time. Kind of retro, and it's kind of cool. And the air conditioner in this car is by far the best I've ever had. It really blows up ultra cold air, which is really nice in the summertime, which it still is. I'm going to turn this puppy on. One thing I like about this car is the steering wheel, mainly because it's got wood on it, which I think is really cool. And it's got a lot of controls on this, as opposed to my Avalon, which only had controls for the cruise control on the steering wheel. And these all work. Volume up and down for whatever stereo source you're playing, and that's next track or next station, whatever. That chooses your media, AM, FM, auxiliary in or CD, and the 6-disc changer does work. Temperature control for your climate control. This side we have your cruise control settings and the fan, which I also like. And again, everything works. Down here we have the usual lights, headlight and all that, and your inside dash lights, and that is the trunk release. Standard controls for the windows and all that. And here's the control for the memory seat. One or two. What else can I show? Well, let's get some music going here. Show you how this. Okay, I am now inside my garage with the door shut, so we can see this display a lot better. This is what it looks like when a CD's playing. And here you have controls for the input select, auxiliary, CD, or AM and FM. Standard controls for CD, shuffle, forward, and all that other good stuff. Menu button is, let me see if I can get this here. Different things for your audio control. That's compressed. It compresses your signal to highs and lows, so it's not real loud when you're going at high speeds, which is kind of cool. And then it's got your bass control. Let me zoom in a little bit. Bass, treble, balance, fader. I don't know what that is, but I don't have it running, whatever it is, so that's cool. And we have the usual line in CD, which I'm on, FM2, AM, or AM1. FM1, FM2, or AM, which is kind of nice. And of course, nothing. So, and these are for your presets. Where am I? Here we go. These are for your presets for your 6 FM1, 6 FM2, and 6 AM stations. Or when you push C with the disc inside, that's how you decide which of the six discs you want to play. And it does all this operation, and then it starts playing. Oh, Abbey Road is on. One thing I do love that this car has is the driver's information center. You turn the car on first, you get all this. Let me cut this down. There we go. Keep pushing info and it changes all this. Got 2 timers. That's the total mileage of the car. Trip, tripped B. How many miles to empty, which is what I usually keep it on, and all that. And of course, that's your compass in there as well. What else can I show? A few controls down here for the information center and all that. Traction control, your 4-way flashers, and passenger airbag is actually a light. Down here are the climate controls, and I'd want to tell you, this air is amazing. It really is. I never had air this cold in a car. It really works well. Down here, this is really cool. These are your seat coolers and heaters. I guess the car has to be on for this to work. I'm not going to turn around with the garage door shut. Anyway, this is a 3-position seat cooling system, 3-position seat heating system. This is your airflow. This is for the passenger side, heating and cooling seats, which is really nice. All right, down here, usual gear shift, cup holders, and a storage bin over there. Passenger side, nothing out of the ordinary. Glove compartment. I love this light wood. It really accents the car nicely. And a little pocket down there for tchotchkes or whatever. No sunroof on this car, but I rarely use the one on my last car. Has a sunglass holder, which I like. There are your interior lights, which are really bright. Doesn't have the 2-system sun visor system my Avalon had, but very few cars do. There's the light, which of course I never use. And the mirror. And that's basically it. I'm really happy with the car. It's beautiful. Everything works. It's got a hell of a ride, a hell of a stereo, and a great air conditioning system. So I am good to go. The only thing I've got to put on this thing are tires. It does need tires, but I have a few months till we get into winter when I'll need those tires. So, Ray Glasser on Monday, August the 13th, 2018. With a car I thought I'd never buy because I thought I'd never get rid of my old Avalon, but I did. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this little tour, and we'll see you later. And by the way, this is the driver's side door. Here are the tweeters, and down here is a really intense woofer. From what one friend of mine told me, this is an Alpine car stereo system, which is among the best. Look how clean this thing is. Wow, really, really nice. Here's the trunk. Good sized trunk. The only thing it doesn't have is a cargo net and really no place for it, but that's okay. I got some really big bags here to haul groceries in with. And my snow brush all ready for winter. Here is the engine of the car. We're looking under the hood, obviously. Supposedly this was a rebuilt engine that was just added to this car about a month ago by the dealer, and he says it only has 77,000 miles on it. That's the case. This car should last me forever as long as I keep up with all the maintenance and the body doesn't rot out. But as you can see, it's in really good shape. Nice to have a car with a decent paint job. One thing about the Avalon that I got rid of, there's a lot of bubbles and scratches in that paint, but this paint looks like new. So I'm thrilled with this car. I really am. All right, we'll see you later. Well, it's now much later that same day. It's still Monday, August 13th. I have not driven this car at night yet. I actually rarely drive at night. But I wanted to see what this interior looks like at night. It's pretty damn impressive. Looks like a cockpit. All these white lights. Oh my God. Even on the door. There is so much stuff here. This is really sharp. Now there's obviously the clock, and there's all the stereo controls and all that, and below that are the heating controls. Nice and colorful too. Here's the gear shift. Here's a steering wheel with those 8 controls on it that I showed you earlier. Come on, autofocus, do your thing. There we go, kind of. And here's the instrument panel. Oh, it's kind of sharp. I'm going to open up the garage door, and now that I got plenty of light, turn this thing on, and see what it's like. Yeah, now we got lots of light, but you can still kind of see what's lit up here. It's really sharp, man. Very nice. One thing I do want to show is this information display, driver information center. When I push info, as I showed you earlier, everything changes. Zoom out just a little. But when you push setup, you get this. This is a system check. I gotta push reset, is what I wanted to do. This is basically checking the car. And that takes you back to wherever you were. This is actually the number of miles I drove since I bought the car last Thursday. I always do that. When I buy another car, I set one of the trip odometers back to 0, just to see how many miles I've driven. I don't know if this gives you instant miles per gallon or not. Interesting. Maybe it doesn't. So that's where we are. When this overhead light goes off, I'm going to go back and show the interior lights again. Okay, we're back in business. I just have the parking lights on. So this is the instrument cluster with the steering wheel. Wish I could get this whole thing. I should get in the back seat. I'm not even going to go to all that trouble. This is the center console. You have little light controls down there. And this is the door. So this is quite an array of white lights. Looks really, really nice. Yeah, I rarely drive at night. No real reason. I just don't. So I won't see this that often, but that's okay. Very, very sharp. There's a door. There's a door lock and unlock controls. And you even have lights by the seat memory, which is kind of cool. One thing that is kind of cool, let me see if it shows. Oh, just noticed that. That works. Driver door ajar. Let's see if I can show this. There's one thing I've never seen. Underneath the side mirror is actually a light which illuminates, I don't know, I guess the door, the ground, whatever. I've never seen that before. There's something else. This car actually came with blind spot mirrors, which I actually added to my Avalon about a year or two ago, but this car actually came with them. I don't know if they're factory or somebody else added them on. And for what it's worth, here are the back tail lights. They're in bright red, which probably you can't tell right now. My garage light came on. Looks like I have a bulb burned out down there, which I didn't know. But that's the rear of the car. So you might have another light burned out too. Okay, I guess that's going to complete the tour for August 13th, 2018.